Welcome back to another episode of Stoppage Time TV. We're back live in the flesh, live and direct. What's good, boys? How are we doing?
We're good.
Everyone
We're
has
good.
3 points.
Good week. Good week.
Good young little week, innit?
I see what you did there. Good young little week. I see what you did there. I can respect that.
Really trying to
I
get
can
to
respect that. But obviously we're back. Soundcloud, Spotify. It'll be fixed this week. But yeah, man, everywhere. Make sure you subscribe so you can get this great content direct to your devices. But let's get into it. The streets are in anarchy.
Talk to me.
The streets, the streets are saying that Liverpool have to win the league. That's what the streets are telling me, based on what we're seeing at the moment.
I'll let somebody else start.
You gave us a hot take for free. We didn't even charge for that hot take a few weeks ago.
Nah, listen, a couple of weeks ago I said, like, when that Laporte injury initially happened, I said it's probably going to be the biggest impact because even the week before that, I think we were talking about, if any injuries were to happen to Liverpool, Salah or Mane or Van Dijk, this could be trouble. Nobody thought about City. And then the worst thing is you look at the back end of last season, City were actually depending on Laporte and Kompany as a pairing. Kompany leaves in the summer, no replacement is made. And I know they try to get Maguire and Dijk, got priced out. We know where Maguire went.
Harry.
But we saw they didn't make a replacement. And then now Laporte's been injured, 6 months he's out?
Yeah, he's done.
Boy, listen,
that's
you can't afford any slip-ups from what we saw in last season's title race. And already now they've dropped points. And I'm sorry, but that Otamendi and Stones pairing, your boy Stones that you was bigging up a couple weeks ago.
I didn't big him up. How is John Stones my boy?
When I mentioned
How is
Laporte
John
being
Stones?
injured, you said,
I
remember
yeah,
you
I
said,
good, I'm happy 'cause
he
he's
is going to get
play
more
for
game
England.
time.
That's
Let's
good.
see what he does.
Yeah, because you see when he's with
Boy.
Maguire, it's a different story. It's not no
but hold on,
Otamendi.
Let's
not
not
no
switch to Maguire.
Otamendi.
Let's stay on
Maguire.
City.
When
Let's stay on
Maguire's
City.
there, it's a
England
different
Cosford,
story.
who played?
Huh?
England and Cosford, who played?
I can't even remember. Maguire and
Okay,
Keane.
cool.
Keane, that can't happen. See, Keane. Look, Stones are better than Keane. That's what I'm saying. But anyway, you can continue with what you're
But
saying.
listen, that is going to be a massive, major
know what,
effect, I
let's-
think. And boy, Liverpool,
Let's highlight.
they're
should
looking
they
good.
have- yeah. Should he have emptied the bank? Should he have gone for Maguire?
Yeah.
Should he have just done it?
I think they did go for Maguire, but it just got priced out. Do you know what I'm trying to say? And
What
they,
big boys, what big boys?
and
I'm
they,
not buying
listen,
this
they
from Pep.
obviously probably thought, look, we weren't that bad defensively last year. Why should we make necessarily big changes? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Why should we break the bank for somebody? Do you know what I mean? And at the end of the day, Kompany was bit part last season. It's not like he was starting every single week.
Back end, though, they relied on him a lot.
That is true. But they probably thought, do you know
Remember
what? We
that
can still
screamer?
cope.
Yeah. But
The
We'll get
screamer.
onto that later.
How much do you bank on the whole? So there's a few different subplots here. So the whole subplot with Kompany is that you're losing the experience
Bro, the
and the
leader.
and the leader. But my thing is this, right? And this is where I'm confused. Norwich had 11 players not available. There are 2 goalkeepers on the bench. They're playing a. They
Didn't they play centre
Bro,
mids? When they
I
playing
couldn't
centre mids
believe it.
at the back.
I believe
I
so.
couldn't
Don't
believe it.
quote me on that, but I believe they're doing some weird stuff. They still try to play their style of football. What I do not understand is, no matter what happens, right? This is a championship winning team. As in,
We got to give him credit.
I'm talking about Manchester City. They have won the league.
Yeah.
You have high caliber footballers, high capable footballers. That defeat should not happen.
No,
It
100%.
shouldn't happen.
100%.
And
I have to
City they lost to Newcastle last year.
Mm-hmm.
They tend to lose Palace. They
I
tend
feel
to
like-
lose. They tend to lose these weird games, but this one shouldn't have happened. And the
They
reason why
dominated so much as well.
the reason why I can't buy this whole defender stuff, because at the end of the day, right, if you are playing as a defender for the the number one club in the number one league, remember we just talked about last week about this being, there is no reason why that should happen. And that's
I hear
why
that.
I can't. I get the Kompany thing, I get the Laporte thing, but there's no reason why Stones and Otamendi should be that bad.
The
Because
only
what's
thing
going to
I would
happen
say
now?
is-
He's going to blow 80 million on
I reckon
Koulibaly
that's
now.
what's going to happen. January, they're
Because-
going to go and
because-
spend big because they realise the risk that it will take.
that's
They could
crazy.
potentially lose the title. And you think of it, ask yourself.
That's crazy.
City, I don't think, get tested defensively a lot because they dominate possession so much. Like, they attack so much. Teams don't get the opportunity to keep them pressing their arm. So their centre-backs naturally are ball players, not even like normal defenders, let's be honest. Like, So for me, when we say like, I think they definitely DMs almost like.
I think it's poor. I'll be honest. I think
so. I know we're saying like that like they might not need one, but they actually need, because outside of Stones and Otamendi, they've got no one else. Like he was talking about yesterday, maybe
did Mangala go on a free?
Fernandinho and Rodri at the back. I'm like, no,
I mean, if anyone can
I'm not
make
buying
it work,
this. I love my players.
It'll be City though. In terms of, it'll be Pep in terms of making like Fernandinho has filled in at the back before. So
didn't Delph do a little job at one point?
So
but he's not even there. But
the most concerning thing for City is that Pep said that in the interview. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Pep saying, maybe we got Rodri, we got Fernandinho. That's
worrying.
I'll be thinking, hold on, wait a second, bro. I'm one of the only registered CBs here. Don't be talking about next.
I can go one better than
you.
Risky, I think what's worrying is, so Pookie's on fire and whatnot, right? But he got a goal and assist. The other people got goals and whatnot.
Hey, that Buendia, bro.
He's linked up with
I don't
Pookie.
know who he was before this game, but
decent.
He balled out yesterday.
Decent. But again, what I think, on your point, one better than yours, I think most centre forwards in the league now will look at those two and think, you know what, I can score past that.
100%.
I can score past that. And that's where they have an issue now.
Yeah,
because
ultimately, like you're going to be hungry.
You're going to be hungry. You know that if you get one chance, you're probably going to score. And that's.
But then this is where teams,
and I think their style of play also encourages almost mistakes in a sense. They're playing out of the back, and I don't think Stones and Otamendi, like people say Stones is a ball player, but he's made mistakes over a number of years, and it's one of those like, are they actually going to try and stick to that with them too?
At the same time, City, what?
He said something about holding mids, because what's interesting is the way
how high up they press.
The way they play them is they play in a way that if they lost the ball, they have centre backs behind them to recover, but they don't. They don't have anyone behind them. So
Edison,
like, what was he doing? He did that twice, you know.
Bro, you can see when the start of the game, from when the game started, City was stroking the ball around so nonchalantly, so slowly. I'm not sure. Okay, their whole team probably were off on international duty. I saw Zinchenko get the ball one time, and he passed it like, say, he can't even bother to beat it. And do you know what? I don't blame him. The guy plays number 10 for his country, I think it is.
And now he's
coming back to go left back. He just scored against Nigeria. And now he's playing left back. He's probably like, fuck this. What
am I doing here?
You know what I mean? So, at the same time, like, I just think it might be an attitude issue. But at the same time, Aguero missed 3 headers. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Sterling put 2 on the plate for him. I think Bernardo put 1. Sterling hit the post.
Pressure,
it could have been a different game.
They had a lot of chances.
That's not Henry's big pressure, man.
And the thing is, let's not forget, this was the season. Listen, we were saying though, this season as well was the season City would try and go for the Champions League.
5 points off.
With Laporte out now, they could Champions League. The league is in jeopardy.
How many wins that in a row? 9. How many wins have Liverpool got in a row? I'm sure they started.
I believe it's 14 or 15.
They got
in terms of Premier League
from last 14 season or 15. That's ridiculous.
City were unbeaten from January.
Yeah.
Liverpool probably a little.
So 5 points. So if you think about it, 5
points.
5 points in this, with how relentless these two teams are. That's not a small gap, you know. That's already a big gap. That's a big gap for Liverpool.
We saw last season they can maintain this pressure.
Liverpool, I'm being honest. Liverpool look unbeatable, bro. I can't see anyone beating them. At the moment.
Who had the point lead last year and then it flipped over?
Well, Liverpool.
And the reason why it flipped over is, again, I keep saying this, I think Klopp went into that whole game of City with the wrong attitude, therefore didn't maximise whatever. Liverpool look like they can beat City home and away.
Right now, yeah.
If Liverpool were to play City tomorrow,
God damn it.
If Liverpool played City tomorrow with Otamendi and Stones at the back, they're in trouble.
Mane and Salah will fine again. After the first 3 goals have gone in, they'll be like, why
if
you
Firmino keeps doing them flicks he was doing yesterday, boy.
Listen.
Them centre-backs don't want to see Firmino, right?
So the only thing is, history tells you that Liverpool bottle stuff. Do you know what I mean? So if you look at it, history... not
the Champions League
in all honesty, look at every title race that Liverpool have had, they've bottled it. So that's the only thing that City can still be confident on, that Liverpool notoriously bottle titles. So other than that, you should be good. You know what I mean?
I think if ever there's a season, this will be the season.
They bottled it last year when it didn't look like they were
We said that
to.
about the Champions League, that final they messed it up.
What
And
do
then
you
the next
mean?
year they came back.
No. But they bottled.
I'm just saying.
Okay, but I'm
it
just
can
saying,
happen. It can happen.
Yeah. But Liverpool, it's notorious for Liverpool.
If I'm being too real,
it's Liverpool's to lose.
If there's anyone,
yeah, I agree.
If there's anyone that can do this job, it's Guardiola. He's been here before. Like, he's shown when he had the point deficit last year, he's come back. But ultimately, like you said, what I will find interesting is if he blows the back
in January.
Because if he does, that will tell me a lot about him.
That will say.
That will tell me a lot.
Because remember, there's talk. Because remember, there's talk of his contract getting renewed as well.
5 years,
and if they're looking to renew it, I reckon they'll back him. And the way to back him is perfectly January.
But who can you sign of that caliber that's not playing European football right now? That's the issue. Because at the end of the day, people are going to be playing Champions League. Unless you get someone that's playing in the Europa, I can't think off the top of my head who's like a top centre back that's going to change.
Like I said,
might as well call Kompany back. This guy, but he's popping
Yo,
hamstrings.
nah.
Real talk.
He can't even play in his own testimonial, bro.
Like, sad that is.
Might as well call him back because he's drowning out in Anderlecht anyway. He's drowning. So
speaking
on, might need him.
Speaking on Kompany, that actually takes us nicely to where we need to
segue
on some Paul Scholes thing.
Good segue.
You're an idiot.
You know?
So Kompany's come out, and he has said
crud
that Van Dijk is the best defender ever to grace the Premier.
Flagrant.
And I have a lot of issues with this statement.
Please go.
First and foremost, how long is Van Dijk's body of work in the Premier League?
I'll give it 2 years.
As in like top body of work.
Top level.
You say like a year and a
not
half.
his mixtapes, his albums.
No, I'll even
You say like a year and a half.
Southampton, he looked all right towards the back end.
So let's
let's say 2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
So based on 2 years of work, he's saying that Van Dijk is the best centre-back in Premier League history.
And his reasoning was so dead as well. What he said is like, if Van Dijk was at a team before, it's obvious that he would have been a top defender. But I'm sorry, don't tell me if. It didn't happen. When you're talking about legends, we have to talk about facts, right? So,
no,
that don't make sense.
I think
Vincent Kompany, who is a Premier League winning centre-back.
He's a legend.
A legend.
What it's about.
A legend. The only thing that's wrong about Kompany is that he wears his captain's armband on the wrong arm. But that's besides the point. This is someone of so much caliber coming out to say this. Yeah. And this is why I think, you know what, a lot of people watch football now and they're misinformed. Not Kompany himself, but people are going to listen to what he says.
And run with it.
Yeah, he's right. No, he's not right. He's not, because is Rio Ferdinand not alive? Is John Terry just non-existent?
Tony Adams. Like, there's so... Don't do that. Sol Campbell, like there's plenty of centre backs.
VVD's better than Sol Campbell.
You reckon?
VVD's better than Sol Campbell.
On two seasons body of work.
Yeah, but
I'm someone who hates him.
Hippier, he's better than Hippier as well.
On 2 years body of work.
Yeah.
Carragher.
Oh, absolutely better.
I'm sorry.
Cavallo.
Carragher hasn't got much body of work, mate.
I wouldn't say
Cavallo.
Cavallo, I wouldn't say.
Cavallo.
It's tight. It's tight because Cavallo was quality for.
Cavallo was
consistent.
The second man to the John Terry. You get me?
But I think he brought out the best in Terry as well.
Rio and Vidic, it was 1A. It was 1 and 1A. With John Terry and Cavallo, it was still John Terry's 1 and then Dingy's 2. Come on, man.
No
way.
You
man are capping.
No way.
You man are capping.
Cavallo is mad underrated.
John Terry wasn't the big dog of Chelsea.
Of course he was
defense.
the big dog, but don't dismiss Cavallo like he was a chump.
I'm not dissing him. He's a good... Listen, he's one of the
Van Dijk is 2 years of work. 10. He's got 1 Champions League. I mean, come on.
He's one of the top 10, yeah, Cavallo. But I'm taking, if I could have VVD or Cavallo, I'm taking VVD.
All right, cool. So you know what? So in order for us to get to the bottom of this,
in order for us to
get to the bottom of this, what merit does VVD deserve to be in the conversation?
Look, not yet. We need more.
He deserves to be in the best in the conversation for the best.
So what would he have to do to be in that conversation? This is my problem, and it's not just about defending about this statement. It's about defending in general, right? Because you can tell me right now what VVD does, right? And I can give you an extensive period, of which definitely for sure Ferdinand and Terry did it easily for fun.
With the defending, it's all about.
I think it's
different.
Let me put it out like this, right? There was a point where Rio Ferdinand and John Terry were so sick that they were doing other things other than defending. Rio Ferdinand, think back, was running out of the ball years ago. But because he was so sick at defending, bear in mind back then it was 4-4-2, so you're facing one striker for 90 minutes. For 90 minutes, battle. It's not just one striker going between two. Then after 60 minutes, they'll bring on some next fast forward. This is when teams had 4 elite strikers.
No.
Imagine playing like a team that had 4 elite strikers, for 60 minutes.
They had 4 elite
they usually had a front 2.
And then another guy that was sick. Come on.
It could have been
90 minutes. Going up against
I just think defending has changed, bro.
It's changed, but this statement's still invalid. It doesn't make sense.
No, I definitely don't agree with
sense.
it. I definitely don't agree with it. No way.
Look, with VVD,
he's got to put more years in.
Look, yeah, you've got to put more years in. I agree with that completely. I don't think he's in the top. I think he might be maybe in top 5. But what you got to consider is his level. Wait. His level, what VVD's done now, what you got to be able to separate is obviously consistency, how high they played in terms of like the actual level. VVD's level, how many players have played to VVD's level? You guys have mentioned Sol Campbell. I'm sorry, he's not performed at this level of VVD.
That's true. No, I'm thinking about it now. He's a Ballon d'Or.
3 defenders that have performed at VVD's level is Rio, John Terry, and Vidic, in my opinion. They're the only ones that have performed to VVD's level that he performed at last season. And I think that's fine. And the only thing I don't get with Kompany is why Kompany said that is weird, because that's even a discredit.
Would you not even? Yeah, I was gonna say, would you not put him ahead of
Kompany himself? Like 2 of the most clutch goals in a title run. Like when he done United in 2012, when he done Leicester,
the long shot. Yeah,
he's a champion. And the thing with that, people are giving VVD clout for is that VVD transformed the team and VVD done it with, all right, people don't give Matip his flowers, whatever.
He's been balling, yeah.
Who did Kompany play with?
Bums.
Who did Kompany? Kompany played with some random youths.
Kompany
played with Lescott, who's not even better than
Mangala.
Lescott is like Smalling level, right? He's that Smalling level. Then you got Demichelis.
If that.
He played with Demichelis. The only good defender, half decent defender that he played with is Laporte for a little bit. Yeah, I mean, so he's even doing himself a discredit, to be honest.
Let me go Kompany
ahead of Van Dijk,
VVD's peak, which is probably now, compare it to any other centre back in Premier League history, and I think only.
But the thing is, how long does that peak last for me? That's the thing. Who knows?
Because he looks impressionable again.
And I hope so, because I'm a big fan of VVD. I hope he carries. I actually hope he wins the Ballon d'Or. To be honest, I think it's about time centre backs get recognised. And what he's done is
centre back. What he's done,
100%.
No, but think about it. Let's take it back. Let's take it back. Yeah, you said the game's changed and whatnot, and again, his level is so high compared to other defenders. Don't get me wrong, he's amazing. Van Dijk is amazing. But ultimately, if your stock is here and everyone else's stock is here, there's not much to compare him to.
No.
If you take it back then, when Terry and Ferdinand were on top here, there was like 6 or 7 guys that were considered normal level, but they were head and shoulders above. They were sick. You don't rate Hippier, but Hippier was
good. No, I rate Hippier. But come on, VVD's better than Hippier.
No, he is.
I'm not saying that level. So for you to say that Terry and Ferdinand were there, that shows you how sick they were.
And that's not even Terry was on a world level as well.
Terry was
I think we put them there because of what they've won as well.
Back, man.
I know.
Back to back.
Because of the accolades.
Back to back. I don't think you understand. Back to back, he was in that team.
Only player.
I just don't like it when
5 years.
It was the only player there.
5 years. And people will tell you what, defending this, defending that. Terry was ball playing, ball feet, everything.
No matter what,
he was doing this.
At this current moment, VVD cannot chat to Rio Ferdinand and cannot chat to John Terry.
100%.
Like, listen, I think it's a force when man try and force him with Vidic and that. But if they want to do that, cool, that's their business. But Rio and Terry are the 2 untouchable centre backs.
And do you know what makes it worse as well? Do you know how much Van Dijk is gonna have to do in his career to get into that conversation? Let's be realistic.
You'll be surprised if he wins the league this year.
That's what I'm saying. Couple league titles and he's in the conversation.
Couple
league titles and he's in the conversation.
So why is it when I say to people, Liverpool have to win the league, people are like, oh no, but City are this immovable object. If he has to get into a conversation, Liverpool have to dethrone City. No one seems to think that's going to happen.
This season,
no one thinks this season it could. If it happens for one season,
if it happens
for one season, then it doesn't happen again. What happens then?
Yeah, that's
Ferdinand was on top for how long? Terry was on top, and it's the thing. Yeah, that's talking about the team performances. I want to talk about the individuals. Ferdinand and Terry were on top for so long.
Individually,
what Van Dijk's done though. Like the thing I hate the most is when people like put up these stats and try and compare like Vidic has done so and so. Like football's changed a lot, and Liverpool aren't a team that like are defending a lot. They're actually dominating possession a lot. So it's naturally, but to say, I don't know, I think a couple league titles in the next, I don't know what, 3-4 years, because he's only going to be in his peak, I would say, for that.
This is what I don't
he
get.
is in the conversation. And when I say, I mean 1 or 2.
The thing is, you can't. What we can't do yet is
we can't just say
we can't
he has to win 7 league titles.
I'm not saying that. What I'm saying
unrealistic.
What I'm saying is, in terms of, again, Ferdinand and Terry's body of work, I just said Terry was in the 5th pro team, 5 years in a row. That is world class.
Amongst
That's
elite.
Amongst
elite.
elite.
World
Bear
elite.
man, that probably started 2004, if I believe correctly and whatnot. So that's coming off like Cannavaro and that. So he was beating these man to be there. Ferdinand should have been. I think Ferdinand was in a few.
He was in one. I think he was in one.
He was in one. He was only in one. Yeah.
He should have been in more.
Not at that period, but I agree.
No, but as in coming into it,
I think it was the ban and all them things.
Career, you think to yourself, no.
When Ferdinand had Platts, he was average. So, anyway.
You reckon?
Yeah. He wasn't all that. When
say
from 04 to 06, Ferdinand was a little bit.
It was
shaky.
after he stopped eating the Jaffa cakes.
When Vidic came in, and they formed that partnership. It was
That was it.
I'm not gonna diss. I'm not gonna diss him. I'm not gonna diss him because obviously Ferdinand is great.
Yeah.
But when man were playing with Silvestre and that, I know they're dead.
Yeah.
But United were shaky, but it's the facts, man. We were shaky, and he
That's
had Platts.
the thing. Your
I don't know
partner's
how serious
important,
he was
bruv,
at
at
that
the
time.
back.
Listen, like I'm saying,
So-
Van Dijk is amazing. He's an amazing defender.
Quality. I hope he gets the
But
Ballon d'Or.
he cannot. Even if we talk about companies, companies' book of work, companies' work that he's done, Come on, man.
Who company?
The only thing
of
is
all
with
people,
company is-
company shouldn't be
Okay.
With company, it's
a better
just the
question
injury
a better
record.
question
What's-
is VVD in the top 5?
No.
Not for me.
He's borderline.
Not for me.
He's borderline. That's what I would say.
Not for me.
The thing is, what we got to think about as well. Only was this John Terry and Gary Palestine like 91 are the only ones that have centre backs that have won the player of the year. Now VVD, bro, that's a crazy height.
Listen,
to play
like
at, bro.
how often do you
Not for
remember
me.
centre backs being nominated in the Ballon d'Or? Like even in the conversation, we gotta respect it.
Not for me.
What do you mean?
Alright, listen.
Top world class elite.
But
Exactly,
you say,
and
but
now-
you say he's
now
in the
there
era.
ain't that
He is
much.
in the era of Messi, of Ronaldo.
Let me make a point, Messi scored 51 goals.
Messi should be the Ballon d'Or winner.
Assists. Because he's been doing it for 15 years, we're acting like that's normal.
Yeah, no, I
in
agree.
Any other year, like for example, if Harry Kane had 51 goals and 19 assists and didn't win Ballon d'Or,
It's a fraud.
No, I agree. I agree. But the reason that, for me, the only reason that VVD might win the Ballon d'Or is down to people getting bored of the Ronaldo Messi dominance. I agree with that. If you look, listen, Modric should not have won Ballon d'Or last year.
I'll be honest
He shouldn't
with
have. Modric
You're
and
a hater.
VVD are
Can I-
fortunate.
can I
that
tell
people
you-
are getting bored. They
Can I
want to
tell
see
you
a
one
difference,
thing?
man. It's the honest
If
truth, fam.
Van Dijk wins the Ballon d'Or, fair play, but I'll say it's a bump because really and truly, if Van Dijk is winning his now, then he should have won theirs a few years ago when they had an amazing season.
Alright, Schneider.
Not-
Ribery, Schneider.
No, I'm not talking about them, man. The big goalkeeper, the big dog
Neuer.
that did everything and still didn't win. Why? 'Cause he
Listen,
was
the
a
day a
goalkeeper.
goalkeeper wins the Ballon d'Or, listen, I'm not watching football.
What is this?
No,
The
but
I'm not watching
1960s?
football anymore.
No, but that's why I'm saying it. If you're saying that Van Dijk should
If
win
a
because he's
goalkeeper-
done something amazing, then Neuer should have won his.
But the thing is, Van Dijk, you can pinpoint and say like Liverpool.
Same with Neuer for what he did for club and country in that period.
I get
Oh,
it,
boy,
but like
boy,
Van
bro.
Dijk
Like,
come
if
in.
that's what we're gonna say.
For
then
me, Van
that's what it
Dijk
is.
come in and
Goalkeepers-
solidify Liverpool, and if they win the
just
league
save
this
the
year,
ball.
boy.
Just save the ball. You're not winning Ballon d'Or. You can have your golden glove. Goalkeepers should not be winning Ballon d'Or, bro.
Nah,
Come on.
listen,
Football
If
would
Van
have gone to
Dijk wins,
tits
if Van
if
Dijk
a
wins
goalkeeper
his,
wins that.
if Van Dijk wins his, Neuer should have got hers.
Nah, bro. I don't.
That's
I
how
only
it
think.
is.
Look, with
That's
Van
how it is,
Dijk,
I'll be real with you.
with Van Dijk, the thing that I agree with, Van Dijk's level is ridiculous. But the thing that I agree with is because the reason why I'm hyping Van Dijk as well is because not even hyping, but if you take Van Dijk and take him into any era, I think he will still be one of the best. That's the thing. When I see Laporte, just like
and Terry,
just like what you
And
said about
company.
wait. Just like what you said about what Tyson Brown said about like Laporte and them type of guys, Laporte, if you were to take Laporte into John Terry in that day, bro, he'll be probably part of Big Sam's Bolton. Do you know what I'm trying to say? But when you
not
take
even there.
bro, but when you take if you were to take Van
Disrespect.
Dijk, and put him in any era, that era, he would not be one of the bums, you know. He will be playing for one of the
100%,
top
he would be
14.
elite. Yeah.
He'll be a big dog
So
in
this
that era.
100%,
The
yeah.
only thing is that
this goes
separates
back.
for me is which you're right with is the consistency. With the defenders, that is the most important thing for me because if we're gonna say Van Dijk is a top 5 now, then is Mo Salah better than Eden Hazard? He ain't got a title, but he's had better seasons individually. So you can't do.
I
Vincent
speak-
Kompany's
I didn't
reasons
remember, I didn't
are
say-
flawed as fuck.
I said-
But sorry, I hate swearing, but yeah, Vincent Kompany's reasons are flawed. No, his reason for. But if you look at it though, the only thing that separates for me Van Dijk and Ferdinand, again, as I said, is consistency. What can Ferdinand do? He can drive out the back. Can VVD do that? Yeah. Can VVD dominate? Yeah. Can he elevate a team? Yeah. So it's just the consistency for a couple of years. But if VVD does it for about 2-3 more years,
bro,
listen, a conversation can be had.
Got to
point
put
about
the
the
respect
VVD
on the
thing.
name.
If you take VVD back into those times, right, yeah, remember there was a lot of centre backs, and again, it goes back to what I was saying. It was just because Terry and Ferdinand were world class level. I'm not saying that Van Dijk's not. He is world class level right now, but ultimately, that is the conversation we're putting in him. If Kompany's saying that, he's saying that he's above world class and he's there.
Would you say he's even
a lot of the players that
That's
we're not
before
talking
Hella
about.
guys' time.
No, but bro, a lot of players we're not talking about now, yeah, were big boy
Yap
defenders.
Stam was levels, you
Bro,
know.
this is what I'm saying. You can't just comfortably say you fling him into the top 5.
Yep, Sam was in the Premier League for 3 years, won the title every single year,
Dominated.
and won the treble.
The treble
So-
as well,
so go
and
back
then
to
said,
what
yo,
I'm
I'm
telling
going AC.
Yeah, I'm
and
gonna
I'm
be
going
right
to join
back.
the
This is what I'm
OGs.
saying. Go back to what I'm telling you. I'm not. Listen, Van Dijk is amazing, but again, like you said,
I think it's
he would be sick back then.
Yeah.
Point with people back then. Yeah, think about all of the centre backs that we're not even talking about that were sick.
take into
Alright,
account
but-
that we're in an
and that's
era
why I keep
of
saying
we're in
Hipyo.
an era
Thing is
of where there's
Hipyo.
a lack of good defenders though. So I
No,
think
no,
it's the first
I'm
time we're
saying
at
that.
there's
That's what
Yeah,
I'm saying.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
saying if based on that metric, he's saying that he could play in any era. Right? That's why I
Facts.
keep using Hipyo as an example because Hipyo was sick. He wasn't up there with them, man, but he was still kind of like, oh my god, this guy's amazing.
yeah.
So
If Hipio was in this era, Van Dijk would be better than him.
he will. Because I don't
That's
think Hipyo. That's the thing. I don't think Hipyo can play in this era.
Nah, I don't
Okay,
think
I
so.
get
Yeah. Hippie will be looking like Matip, I reckon.
Hippie would be top 5
Yeah.
in the world.
Hippie will be looking like
Hippie would be top 5 in the world if he's playing.
no.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
No.
I don't even really know.
Hippie would be top 5 in this era.
This era, he'd be top 5.
That is
The thing is,
blasphemy.
the thing is,
Blasphemy.
look, it's hard. It's
Wow.
also harsh because for me, one, I agree with you. You can't be no GOAT in no league. Let's go back to any sport, yeah?
Yeah.
No GOAT in any sport hasn't won a title. Their title.
Yeah.
Imagine calling Michael Jordan the GOAT and he didn't win any rings. Imagine
Alan
imagine
Iverson
all
calling
these
him the
team
GOAT,
sports.
yeah.
Imagine calling Tom Brady the GOAT and didn't win anything. So when these Liverpool fans be putting Gerrard and Van Dijk as the best in the league.
drag
No,
Gerrard.
no.
Let him go,
Gerrard
let him
into
go.
Wait,
this.
I'm just saying.
Leave
when they-
Gerrard
think about
alone.
it, how are you guys putting Gerrard and Van Dijk as the GOAT of a league that they haven't won? I know the competition is tough, but I'm sorry. Any sport, go to any sport. You can
Can
say
I
I'm
ask you,
chatting
man?
rubbish. Go to the GOAT of any sport, individual or team sport,
must
and
win.
tell me that they haven't won.
Can I ask you,
won
man, a
their
very
title.
quick question,
Come on,
please,
man, it's
before we go into the
ridiculous.
next topic? Eden Hazard, right? Example, footballer. How do you guys rate him?
Top
I know
player.
you don't rate him, but
Yeah,
you'd say
he's alright.
in terms of any generation, in terms of his ability, what do you reckon about him? In terms
Play
of Premier
any.
League?
You can play anywhere.
Cool.
Any league.
How will he be remembered in the Premier League?
You remember there's a legend, one
That's
of
a
the
top player.
top left mids in the Premier League, top winger, left mid, whatever he was. Why?
But compared to like what Salah's done and everything else.
This is what I was trying
Bro,
to say.
Salah does another year or two of what he's been doing. He goes above Hazard. Easy.
Yeah,
This is
I
what I'm
could
saying.
agree with that. I
And
agree.
what
That's
I'm
not
saying
even a
in terms of
question.
Van Dijk, what
Like-
Van Dijk has to
But
do
what if
to
Salah
get
doesn't
this
win a
accolade?
league? What if Salah wins 2 more golden boots, doesn't win the league? Does he surpass Hazard?
But if he wins another Champions League,
Yeah,
something
see,
Hazard
it's
couldn't
so
even
subjective.
sniff at
And that's what I'm
Chelsea.
saying in terms of Van Dijk, what Van Dijk has to perform. And again, that's what I'm saying. I've been focusing on the individual, but in terms to collect this accolade, it's a total package. There's different vocals that go into this.
Of
So
course.
for him to get this accolade that Kompany's giving him, I don't think
Nah,
it's
Kompany's-
two. I don't think it's 2
Do you
or
know,
3 seasons.
Company
bro.
was trying to
I
get a
think it's
viral
more
moment to
than
hype up his
that. I
testimonial.
think it's more than that.
That's what I think.
I think it's more than that.
Kompany's
'Cause
just
you
being
need
humble.
to remember that
He's
John
just-
Terry has lifted the Premier League the most times as well.
Yep.
So boy,
He's no, as in
No,
as a captain.
as a
As a
I was
captain.
gonna say,
As a
ain't Rio
captain.
one more?
Respect,
as a
nah,
captain.
respect
Yo,
Ryan
I was gonna
Giggs and
say,
that man
yo,
there.
chill
as a
out,
captain,
B.
as a captain, him
Yeah.
and Roy Keane,
Roy Keane, I think
Him and
he's
Roy
got
Keane,
5
5
Roy Keane,
each.
Yeah, it's
5
something
each. They've lifted it 5 each.
Joint.
So,
So,
yeah,
boy.
that is.
And that's the facts.
And he
As-
doesn't
as
play in
Company said.
finals, but runs on the
But
pitch with
listen,
a full
there's
kit.
another
Full kit
Man
wanker.
City legend. You're such an idiot. There's another Man City legend I want to discuss.
Yeah.
Emmanuel Adebayor. I
Yeah.
love this guy. 10 years since that fateful day. It wasn't Etihad then. What was it? The City,
Glorious.
whatever it was
The
called.
Emirates. The toilet bowl.
City,
Oh, is that
Manchester
was that his
City.
goal back then?
Yeah.
They used to use it for flex and innit back in the day.
wow.
But
He needs to go back.
That-
Anyway.
that celebration
Greatness.
was an
Wonderful.
integral part
That was a work of art,
of like my footballing history.
bro.
When I saw that,
Because do you know what a lot of people don't give credit? It was a really good header.
That was a quality goal.
It's really good.
Quality
Right,
cross,
Philip,
right,
put that
Phillips,
little ball
whip.
in.
WP.
Adebayor had to bend for it. Like that
Yeah.
as well, you
And the
know.
thing is,
Wasn't
it went
even a-
bottom corner. You know, it's like,
Yeah, that was a good header.
That was
still.
nice.
and then he ran all the way.
Oh man.
To
When
slide.
he was running, yeah,
He started this.
bro, I was like, I didn't even know where he was running.
Same here. The
'cause you
camera
went
was
behind
I
him.
zooming
wasn't
in.
keeping up with
Zoomed
him.
in.
Yeah, I was just like, yo, where's this guy running? Then when I saw he was in front of Arsenal, I was
And the
like,
thing is, as
They
he
showed
got
the
to it,
white. They panned out white.
Wide, yeah,
And just
yeah,
showed
just
it.
so it's
I
there.
was like, wow.
Torre and them man were looking concerned.
Oh,
They thought the team bus was gonna get.
stress.
That was
what,
crazy.
What
beg
I
you.
want to ask you guys is, in terms of
Nah,
the
hold
biggest-
on. Did you see his Instagram?
Bro,
Bro, did you see the comments
I'm
when
lucky-
he
I'm
threw
happy
the
I wasn't-
throwback Thursday up?
he told me to suck my mum.
Top.
Bro,
top.
I'll be on him, fam.
I love
I
Adebayor
swear.
for that. I
Nah.
swear.
was
Arsenal
saying
fans
I'm
trying to
on
get him.
him
He's like, yo, your mum.
Yeah,
I'm inside your mother.
The thing is, yeah.
No way.
Why you?
No.
God.
Continue.
But the reason why I can tell that he's genuinely, I want him to one day come out by that situation and be like, okay,
Bro,
why
he needs to
actually
drop a
He
book.
did, you know,
he
has-
needs to drop a
has.
book.
No, but
Adebayo
in depth.
came out.
but we need
The
depth.
reason why it's so confusing is that he's spoken about that since he's been like ghosted.
No, but I need
but
the
what
rule.
he said is, I actually regret doing that. So now that he's come out and started telling people to suck their mum, I'm like,
That's why.
he's
That's what I'm saying.
bugging out.
need to
I don't know what is
I
going
need to
on
know
there,
the
man.
realness-
That
I
is
need to know
bad.
the realness about it because ultimately he's cleared up and whatnot. Remember when he cleared up the whole thing about his family doing judging him and all that? He's
Yeah.
cleared up a few things, but he's still, his mum. He says his mum's doing
Yeah,
judging
yeah, yeah,
him, but
yeah.
he's still going in. He's bitter about something
I
and he
love
won't
it.
tell us.
I
No,
love
good,
it.
bro. The Arsenal fans were
I
saying
love
that
it,
his
man.
dad washes elephants and
Yeah,
stuff.
bro. Do you remember
He
that?
should have jumped in the
They
crowd.
used to
That's
kill
what he should
him.
have done. Really, they're
Bro,
good.
don't.
Good.
I
You
can't
left
lie.
him on bad terms. Stay on that.
Top 5 celebrations of all time, 100%.
Bruh.
Because
Top three.
he nearly
Top
pulled his
three.
hamstring getting there.
Bro, top
You know, at
three.
one point he was
Yeah,
Look at
galloping.
this. But where does he rank in terms of biggest footballing traitors of all time or
Judases.
snakes? Yeah,
I don't-
Judases.
I mean, I don't even think he's a traitor.
No,
Like, he's not
he
even
just
a-
For
he just-
him-
he did what footballers are now doing on a regular, which is chase the bag and chase
No,
silverware.
100%,
It's
but
simple
ultimately,
as like Arsenal at
he's
that
still
time
another person.
we're on the decline and we're
City were.
100%.
tightening up the purse.
100%, but he's a
like,
player.
yo,
He's
I'm
a
out.
player that
He's af as well.
bro.
This is what we do. Yeah,
The bag.
what we do.
It's
But
last
somebody
week.
said that to him as well. He posted a DM of somebody saying to him like, "We're African brothers. We come from da 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 da."
Yeah, you have to get the
Bro,
money.
got to get it
But
money.
in
fam.
terms
money.
of the principle still is right. He played for Arsenal, then went all around, then did that to them. In terms of players that have done the madness, where does he rank? For me, I think Figo still has to be number one.
Nah, Sol Campbell, hands down for me. You lot might say it's because I'm a Spurs fan, but you don't come out in the media and say, I'm tired. You see the cheeky grin as well. I should slap his egghead, man. But yeah, him.
Nah,
Him,
do
definitely.
you know what? Do you know who's
definitely.
a snake?
Like,
yeah?
he was a youth product. Think of it,
Yeah,
yeah.
that is mad.
250 games. You had Leslie King coming through as well. Imagine that pairing. We just won
Don't
the
cry.
League Cup.
Don't cry.
We could have been doing bits.
We're gonna build.
I
up
know,
from a League
bro. We only won one of them since that, bro. We could have built something
from
And
a
then he
League
just-
Cup. Oh
Fam.
my word.
For me, yeah. For me,
It was coming.
Who's he?
for me,
What is him?
it's
Talk to
tough.
me.
Obviously, Figo's is the biggest one.
I
yeah,
think
mean,
Figo's is from when
Figo's
they
is the biggest
when
one,
they
but-
threw the pig's head. I said,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
these
love
man.
that.
Figo's is the
I
biggest
love that. That's real rivalry, though,
Yeah,
man.
his is the biggest one because Perez actually said, "I'm gonna get Figo." So while he was a Barcelona player, obviously, so that's all
Bully
weird.
tactics.
But for me, personally, is Tevez as a United fan. Tevez. Do you know why
Yo, I
Tevez is a
forgot.
snake? Do you know why Tevez is a snake? Yeah?
The thing he did to Fergie
Welcome
was
to
disrespectful.
Manchester.
Brother,
What he did to Fergie,
bro, on the
was
last game of the
disrespectful.
season, yeah, obviously there was disputes about are we going to pay that. When you look at it, 25 million we didn't pay for Tevez. But anyway, when it was 25 million, are we going to pay it? And we were hesitant, yeah? He scored in the final game season. The guy ran to our bench and was doing this. He was doing
No,
that.
no,
He was doing
My
that.
G.
From there, I was like, this guy, I don't want this guy. This guy's a snake. I can see he's going to do something mad. Then the City thing, yeah. Obviously, he went to City. Then it had the
billboard.
thing.
Celebration on the bus.
Then he came out talking about he never liked Gary Neville. Then he scored against.
Started dropping the
Bruh,
facts.
He's a op, man. He is a op. Tevez, listen, Tevez. that, you know what's mad?
mercenary. He's
The
a
guy doesn't even
mercenary.
speak English, but he's moving mad like that.
This is the maddest thing.
He doesn't even speak English, but he hates people and that. Like, what's he on about, bro? What does he know?
No, understanding Gary Neville.
You know what I mean? What? No, God, nah.
No,
man.
for real.
Tevez, I
He's
don't
up
know,
there.
bro.
He's up there for sure.
Tevez up
That
there.
that billboard movement and all of that. Nah, that was mad.
What did the thing say? What did it say?
Nah,
what did it say?
Van Persie's
Welcome
one
to
actually.
Manchester.
No, there's the one. Was it one something like R.I.P. Fergie? That one was disrespectful.
No, there was never that.
No, there was a Fergie one. There was. I'm telling you now.
Well, I mean, that's not down to Tevez though. That's not.
I'm telling you now. There's a
Tevez ain't gonna say R.I.P. Fergie, is
Yo,
he?
we're just gonna ignore Van Persie though.
Van Persie's not a snake.
Whoa.
How was Van Persie a snake?
No.
No,
I'm
wait,
gonna
hold
give
on.
you. I'm gonna
Wait,
give you. You know why?
Bro, I'm so sorry. What's that?
Yeah, that's. Oh shit.
Exactly. He was
wow.
holding R.I.P. Fergie on the
shit.
bus.
Yeah, he's fucked.
Whoa!
he's
Shut up.
Yeah, but I think that was when they won their first title or something like that, celebrating.
And
Where's
I
the-
know.
That is mad.
But yo, what Van Persie though? Hear this. Do you know why the Van Persie one annoys me? And I'm not even an Arsenal fan. It's the fact that you drop this whole shit excuse of I spoke to the little boy in me.
Yeah.
But then here's the
See that
thing.
little boy
No.
there?
Hold fire. But then if you see the picture of him as a young boy in his bedroom, my brother, Arsenal everywhere. Where did you have these United
You
dreams?
see the little boy in him, yeah?
Liar.
The little boy was
You're
like,
a liar.
The little boy said to
And
him,
then you're coming with this
been
excuse
joking,
about
bro.
Wenger didn't offer me a contract.
Yeah.
Shut up.
the little boy
he's
inside
a
of him.
snake.
He's not a snake.
He's a lying snake as
He's-
well.
the thing is,
like
he's
years
a
have
winner.
gone by and you still won't come clean.
He's a winner.
Dirty snake, Van
He's a
Persie.
winner.
And I'm Dutch and I hate you.
Bruh.
Whoa,
Don't like
whoa.
him, bruv.
Listen. How is he a snake? One, yeah, Man United and Arsenal, we're rivals, but we're not like local rivals
Yeah.
or whatever. This is some London fan mainly based rivalry. You get me? He wanted to win something. Arsenal were not strengthening at the time. They were just stale. We just popped them 8-2. That
Fam,
time.
he could have gone
You know
anywhere.
what?
Yeah,
You know
no.
Fergie's one
He
was
wanted
bad,
to
man.
win. Fergie approached him. The little boy inside of him said,
That's the bullshit bit for me.
"Win." What do you mean?
Like, why say that?
Would
Just
you do
move
it?
clubs.
What would you do?
Just move clubs.
What
Don't
would you
say
do?
lies and say
What
the
would
little
you do?
boy
If
inside.
Fergie came for
Who
you
are
at
you
that time,
lying
would you
to?
have-
Who are you
have
trying
gone
to
to United?
convince?
Would you
He's
have
trying
gone
to
to
convince himself there.
Would you have gone to United?
What do you mean? Would I have? No,
if-
I'd have gone Barca or Madrid.
Who said they wanted him?
When
That
you're
might have been
banging
his
it in the
own
way
option.
he was,
That might
PFA
have
Player
been
of the
his
Year,
own- that might have
bro,
been
he
his
could have
own
chose
option.
whatever he
Let
wanted.
me-
That might
29
have been his own
contract
option.
running
Do you know
down.
what? Do you know
Come
what?
on, he
You
was
see
in the
with
last
his one,
6
yeah?
months of his contract.
No, I can understand Van
Bro,
Persie's
it's
one.
not even a
He
snake.
could have gone
Do you know what?
anywhere.
Do you
He
know
could have
why his
gone
one was-
anywhere.
Do you know why his one was deep? And again, it's not his fault. But you see, when they did the Guard of Honor, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and your former teammates,
And he's
I
all reaching
dare-
out, high fives.
Didn't
like,
you hear
yo,
him? It said
lads,
it hurt-
unlucky,
it hurt
unlucky, unlucky,
Hurt
lads.
him to do that.
Yo,
It hurt him.
but that's right. But that's
Next
why
year,
it's bad.
maybe.
Because when he said it hurt him, you could tell it didn't.
Yeah.
He's laughing.
Listen, the reason why I don't think he's a snake is because there was no rivalry there. It's not like Arsenal had just lost the title to Man United. Like you see Kevin Durant, yeah, you see KD. That's a snake. That's a big snake because you just lost you just lost to Golden State by you bottling, and then you went and
But
ran
I
off
think-
to them.
I think- I'll be real with you.
But Van Persie's
It
he's too
also,
good to
for
not
me,
be
it
competing
also
for nothing.
that signified for me Arsenal like selling their last big superstar before Sanchez and Ozil came in. But that was like the end of almost like an era.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo, you knew what moving to United, you know what that rivalry is. You shouldn't have made that move. That's
Bro,
all it was for me.
This guy's looking.
I get he went to win trophies. He did the right thing in
Tell you what,
hindsight.
let me ask you a final
But
question.
I
Can
still
let
think
me
it's a
ask you a final
Judas move.
question.
20
Should
times.
you-
The
20
boy
times,
inside
Man
me. The boy
United.
inside me.
Let me
20
ask you
times,
guys
20
a
times.
quick question. So, just to round up, are you saying then that you should jeopardize your own personal kind of ambition?
I'm saying loyalty matters. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you would say that because
I'm saying loyalty matters.
Strikers, Kane. You would
Loyalty
say that. You would
matters.
say that. Kane,
That's
if
all
Kane,
I'm saying.
If Kane was
you
ambitious,
lot
he'd be
hate
handing in
players
transfer requests.
handing in transfer
If-
requests
he
and
should've.
throwing tantrums
Harry
and all
Kane
this.
should be doing that.
But I like loyal players, bro. That's all I'm saying.
You would, because your club don't win things. You
Snakes
would.
like Ericsson.
Yeah,
I,
yeah.
I see you in
you
the grass.
would. Nah, in all honesty, as a Spurs fan, I understand why he prefers loyalty over trophies. Come on.
Don't do that. Why
Alright,
did you
boom.
flip this to
Fam,
trophies?
No,
Why did you
Why
do
did
that?
Van Persie
it's,
leave
right.
for?
It's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
I would have had a statue next to Bergkamp outside the ting had he stayed.
He's not. He doesn't care about individualism.
There you go. He
wants
don't care
to win.
about loyalty.
Individualism.
Yeah, he wants to win.
What, you
He
wanna
wants to
throw me
win.
down?
He doesn't care about that. He wants to
cool.
win.
Tell you
Arsenal fans, let us know in the comments.
You guys-
Is he a
This is why Harry
Judas?
Kane abuses you.
So I've got a
guys.
question.
Abuses
This is
where?
I've got a question.
This
for
is
you.
exactly
Abuses.
why.
So these.
This is
Kane
why.
alone, bro.
This is
Leave
why.
Kane out of this.
Yeah, go on.
How many goals is James on so far this season? Who?
Daniel James. Daniel
I'm
James.
joking.
Who?
No, I'm
Bro,
joking.
you lot signed him, I said that.
Daniel James on what? 3?
3. How many's Mason Mount on?
3? Who? Mason Mount.
Mason Mount.
Who? Mason Mount.
He's on
He's on 3. He's on 3 in 5, right? 3
3
in
in
5
5.
games. Oh, well, 3 in 6 games. All round.
So, question I've got to you is, who do we reckon will have the better season? Or in fact, any other young prospects within it. But who do you reckon's going to have the best season out of those guys?
Out of the young players,
I've put those two as the headline.
Mount should have a top season. It may frustrate a couple of Chelsea fans because they don't believe in their own youth. Imagine that.
That's not.
Imagine being a Chelsea fan not believing in your own youth team. I'll never understand that.
Me, by the way.
But yeah, I think maybe. Obviously, Tammy started off crazy, but I think maybe Mason Mount is gonna be. It's gonna be tough. I think Mount will have a better season than James. I think, but James, I'm not gonna lie, the guy is impressing me. The guy is really impressing me.
Not gonna lie, yeah,
he's impressing me.
I was saying when you lot signed him, championship, this and this, but first couple of games,
fam, I don't know where
he's looking like a problem.
Obviously, I ain't sitting there watching all Swansea's games, yeah. So obviously, when you're linked to a player, you YouTube them and you start looking. I didn't see no shots. Now I'm coming to United, just licking it off. I'm like,
bro, for me, I like the directness.
Exactly.
So I'm gonna run at you every time.
So let me be real with you. So with James, the thing with him last season, because remember, you even playing at the Spurs Leeds. That's what he was known for. He was always
running. Yeah.
Everyone's always said that he can get the shot off, but again, sometimes that's what you need. You just need a bit of convincing.
Yeah.
Totally. Full stop there. Totally different thing. Raheem Sterling. When he was all coming up, what was everything that was said about Sterling? He was direct. He can beat a player. Can do this and do that. All it took was kind of just add that little bit to your game.
End product.
And then it's different.
You think you see that for James?
In terms of James, what he's doing this season, what he didn't do last season was just get it and frap. Just let go. And that's what a team like United needs. Because a lot of the time, you admit sometimes you're on the cosh. If you're going the other way, just get a goal. Just shoot. Yeah. If you're shooting, the other team's under pressure. And I think that's where he's going to benefit. I think Mount's going to benefit from playing in a team that ultimately he has this sort of freedom.
His responsibility is
he's going to be more involved in the build-up.
Statistically. That's Mount's role in the team.
If you look at Mount and you look at his manager, it makes sense why Mount is playing the way he's playing.
New gen.
In terms of, I wouldn't say just new gen, but in terms of what Lampard wants from Mount.
New lamps.
In terms of what Lampard wants from Mount.
Say it. Say what? New lamps. That's what you're trying to say, fam. He's trying to beat around it. You're trying to say he's the new Lampard. That's what you're trying to say.
It's too early to call it.
He's trying to mold him into it.
It's too early to call it, but you can see what's happening.
He's got a favouritism towards him.
Definitely. He has.
Of course.
Based on Derby as well, but what you said it really well. You summed up really well in terms of, like, yesterday's game, he wasn't 100% there. But statistically, if you look at it, he's got.
He actually should have 2 goals.
He could have had more and whatnot. It's kind of that getting into the right position and finishing off.
He gets into the right positions just like Lampard did. Obviously, I'm not going to say he's next Lampard.
This is why we have to be very careful with our platform.
He's literally, as you said, he's got that freedom in terms of he's just there to affect by goals and assists, because Kovacic is not going to score you goals. Jorginho isn't going to score you goals.
When Kante comes in, he's not
going to come back.
goals.
Even Kante coming back is maybe even less work rate for Mount. So Mount's responsibility is literally just going to be.
It'll be interesting to see how it links
there.
up.
And I think I think they should have this kind of connection already.
Yeah.
So I think he's going to do well. I said from the start of the season, I think he's going to get 12 to 15 goals, and he's looking on course to it, man.
What, all comps? Okay, I was going
to
say
all
prem. I was going to say
no, all comps.
Bro, he might nick 10 Premier League goals. He might. Why
it's
not?
Not beyond. You never know.
Look what Dele Alli came in and done, bro.
Yeah.
Look what he done, and I don't know.
Because he'll be playing a lot for Chelsea. I think he will put up numbers, but I think there will come a mid-season gap where he might dip in form.
Oghenetego is on 7 goals.
That's natural because he's a young player.
Who?
That's Tammy's
Nigerian.
When he declares for Nigeria, that's
the name he's going to be using. Yeah,
and he got one cap already. He can't go there.
We say?
No, he can overwrite.
No, it was only a friendly, right?
Friendly, he can overwrite.
Yeah.
Oghenetego has 7 goals.
He's the top scorer in the Premier League.
Daniel James had a better start to the season than Pepe. That's all I'm going to say.
You're a hater.
If at the end of the season, we look at this season in retrospect and one's been signed for, how much was James signed for? 15, and the other one, 70 plus?
Yeah. And
if Daniel James outshines Nicolas Pepe at the end of the season, boy, Arsenal fans, brace yourselves.
I have one final question for you.
Where's Dele Alli, by the way? But anyway,
he's injured.
I ain't seen that guy.
Yeah, man,
you know, if Tammy gets the free to equal Rashford,
we say,
is it a big deal?
For me, I don't think it's a big deal. The reason why I don't think it's a big deal is because
I've been lenient in that question. You know?
Yeah, contextually, if you think about what Rashford has been under the last, we had the last 3 managers. As you said, he scored 8 in, 18? 18
9 and 18 when he started,
under my man, what's his name? LVG.
yeah.
Under the other ones, he's just been playing left mid, doing workaholic, in and out of the team. He's there one day. He's done. I don't think you've got time. Look, Tammy has started 6 games in a row up front. Boom, you're the number 9. I don't remember the last time Rashford started 6 games up front. Boom, number 9. He hasn't had that, bro. He hasn't had
Ollie
that.
first came in.
Look, we can literally do this. And what was he doing? He was scoring. He scored 8 goals when he was up front.
And then the drought
came
came in.
What can we do? Look, we can do this whole. Tammy is about to He's about to equalize Rashford. Okay, 6 more goals, and he's caught Lacazette. So now what? And then what? Now
he always finds a way to shit on someone,
next? 7 more goals, and then he's caught Lukaku from last season. We can do this all day, mate. We can do this all day.
I just wanted, like I said, you saw the way I answered the question. I wasn't getting that. I just wanted to know what your thoughts.
But one thing I will take back is he's doing well, and I said the other day he's 100% not getting capped for England. But if he continues this, he might get capped.
Things can change quickly in a week, innit?
Callum Wilson better start.
Another episode. Make sure hit us up. SoundCloud, Spotify, iTunes. Well, thank you, gentlemen.
Harry Maguire's world.
Stop.